If you have studied the Cash Game Masterclass at pokercoaching.com, you know that multi-way pots demand a lot of caution, especially when multiple people want to put a lot of money in the pot. In this hand, Nik Airball is going to make a flush and then face a whole lot of action. Let's see if he can somehow, some way, find the fold.
The poll is complete. 41% of you saying that Mariano is your favorite player here.
Race, 800.
Sashimi at 26%. It's out of 4,000 votes.
Snap.
Playing 50, 100, 200, $27,000 deep effective. Dylan limps under the gun +1 with pocket twos. Nik Airball, also in early position, makes it 800 with king 6 of diamonds. He likes to battle. Pepe in the hijack calls with ace 8 of clubs. Dr. P in the big blind with $20,000 calls with ace 10 of diamonds. Henry in the straddle calls with jack 6 of hearts. And so does Dylan with the twos. Let's spin the wheel.
Got another poll going in the chat. 72% of you so far saying that of the two, Nik Airball was more out of line than Mariano in that exchange.
Check, check, check. 2,000.
That's a picker ball. Picker ball? What picker?
Alright, let's go. 3 ways.
Flop comes 4 of diamonds, 2 of diamonds, 2 of spades. The wheel chose Dylan. They gave him 4 twos. Dr. P checks. Henry checks. Dylan with the 4 twos checks. Nik Airball drawing to less than 1% equity. He can get the 5 and the 3 of diamonds. Bets $2,000. Dr. P out of position with the nut flush draw. Is it really the nut flush draw if it's not to the nuts? He has 0% equity. He calls. Henry gets out of the way with nothing. And then Dylan slow plays. Very, very, very good decision. This is a spot where if you raise, you're going to make Nik Airball fold all of his airballs. And, you know, while you may get a little bit of money out of Dr. P, it's a spot where it's kind of hard for anyone to have anything too great. So just call and hope they improve to a full house or a flush or an overpair, something like that. And give him a chance to bluff it off too.
Check. Check.
Quads here for Dylan. And flushes for Dr. P and Nik Airball.
4,200.
Gross cooler developing here. A bet from Nik Airball. Dr. P just calls. What a dream spot for Dylan. Just calls as well.
The turn is the nasty, nasty, nasty 8 of diamonds, giving Nik Airball the second best flush, Dr. P the best flush, and Dylan the best hand by a mile with 100% equity. Dr. P checks. Dylan with his quads does not lead, just check. And then Nik Airball bets $4,200, 40% pot. Dr. P has 17,000 behind, and Dylan has 25,000. Dr. P opts to slow play again. Actually, this is a fine play because you really, really, really want to keep Dylan in the pot with whatever he has, unless it's a full house or quads, and he's not going to fold those. And you also really want to keep Nik Airball in with whatever bluffs he has. And if Nik Airball does have a flush, he's probably going to put all of his money in on the river anyway. So, great spot to call for Dr. P. Dylan with his quads, again, probably wants to just call. Now, if there is a spot to raise with quads, I think this might be it. Because when it goes bet and call, somebody probably has a flush, and they're probably not going to fold it. You really also do not want that person to be Dr. P, who is out of position because he's going to check the river. You're going to check with your quads. And then Nik Airball, if he has nothing, is just going to give up. It'd be kind of crazy to bluff in the spot into multiple players on the flop and the turn and the river. Now, I wouldn't put it past Nik Airball, but it is kind of hard to get his money to go in the pot on the river unless you put in a raise. The tough thing about this spot, though, is that if you put in a raise, it just screams strength, right? Because, like, what are you going to raise to out over a 4,200 bet? What are you going to make it, like, 12,000 out of your 25? I mean, that looks strong. You could just rip it in. I think that's reasonable. Maybe you would do that with an overpair. Maybe do it with a low flush. So, look, I don't mind the call. I would have called here, but this is a spot where if I were in Dylan's shoes, I would expect to have a pretty tough time getting the money in by the river, kind of no matter how you play it.
23,000 in the middle. And queen on the river doesn't change anything. Dr. P with
All in.
only a little bit more than half pot behind.
If I was watching, I would have been rooting for you.
Dylan with not much more than that.
Yeah, when you have the balls to make the play, you got to root for the guy. All in.
All in. All right.
He shoves as well.
The river is the queen of hearts. Dr. P's had enough slow play and he puts it in. $12,700. Dylan could just call, but he definitely wants to shove because if he does just call, Nik Airball is probably going to call it off with roughly the same range he would call off against an all-in, so he might as well just get the extra $8,000 in the pot. Now, facing a donk lead all-in and another all-in, if you were in Nik Airball's shoes with the king high flush, what would you do? Be honest. Take a second. Think about it. Let me know in the comment section down below. While you're down there, click the like button. Click the notification button. Click all the buttons you possibly can. Not the thumbs down one. All the other ones. And then we'll see if Nik Airball can find a way to actually fold a hand.
Now can Nick find a fold here?
Wait.
Count, please, on both.
Knows that both these players are on the tighter side. Problem, I think, from Nik Airball's perspective is that he can beat a lot of flushes.
9, 10, 11, 12.
If he had,
This is 12,000.
you know, 10-9 of diamonds or something like that, that would be different. But when he can beat a bunch of flushes, this is a pretty tricky spot.
10. 20,000.
Yeah, feels like one of those nights.
You both have worse flushes than me? Is that saying
20,725.
20,725? Wow, what do you guys have? I have a flush. I have a flush. I was like, wow, they both check. I'm all in. 20,725?
Yep.
Nothing for you, buddy.
Nothing, but I still want to pay them off. I fucking hate
See
paying
if-
people off.
See if Mariano says something here.
That's 1 cent.
20,000.
Now that Nik Airball is tanking with a flush.
You have dust, buddy. You are dust. He has a hand. Dust. I beat you for sure. Dylan.
Slightly different
Fours?
spot, of course.
You have eights? Fours or eights? God, you have Jack 10 of diamonds? Would you just go all in? Uh, 42, 62, 18, 6 plus pre-flop is 2,000.
No. Stop it. Everyone's giving you shit. Stop.
How much is that on?
This all-in right here is for 12,700.
And how much is this one?
12,700. This all-in is 20,725.
12,700?
Yeah.
20,725.
So Nick is worried about Dylan having full houses
I
here.
still have yet to pop that cherry. I'm saving it for a special occasion.
Has identified that Dylan is the player he really has to worry about.
This would be a really, really disrespectful fold, Dylan. I don't know if I can do it. He limped in. Limp. You have dust, but maybe you have flush.
Nick piecing together
You
that
lose, Dr. P, don't worry. If I fold, you still lose. Like, just don't even worry about it. Get your rebuy ready.
if Dr. P has a flush,
It's up to me and Dylan.
that makes it less likely that Dylan has a worse flush than Nik
All in
Airball
all.
has.
That's what
I think you can have pocket deuces.
Makes it more likely that Dylan has a full house, or as we see, quads.
Flush scare you,
I
Dylan?
think you're still in. I think you do win.
You got the guy's vote who went all in 60K with his queen. You're in good shape. Don't worry about it.
Fold.
You fold?
He folds. Nice fold. Very nice fold.
He has a full house.
Oh, he had pocket deuce.
I thought you had pocket deuces.
Told you had dust.
I had you beat.
How do you have me beat too?
Wow.
How do I have the king high flush and they have quads and
Funny
ace
because
high
he's like, I have a flush, and he shows me the nut flush. It's like he's in third place.
I had king high flush.
Yeah, I know, but when he showed me the nuts, I realized what you had.
Very nice fold by Nick.
I'm the best.
I don't know.
After a lot of deliberation, Nik Airball finds the fold. And I think this is actually a good spot to fold because someone here loves their hand. And in reality, it's both people. Both people love their hand here. So if they both love their hand, yeah, one player could have a lower flush, but it's kind of likely one of them has the ace high flush and one of them could just be sitting there with a full house or quads. Nik Airball made a good fold and saved $21,000.